Okay, welcome to this Friday afternoon version of POV Live, the happy hour. Excuse me, Friday happy hour. And we are going to have some fun today because we got a whole lot on the plate. Apparently, Meghan Markle has been screwed over. Well, kind of. Because when this story started, okay, when Jessica Mulroney first came out and talked about Meghan, cheers to everybody out there. Um, what I had said was Jessica Mulroney should just let it fly. That's what she should do. She should come out, say all the truth about Meghan. And what we're going to hear right now in this report, pretty good. Kind of. I guess you could say, maybe. But it wasn't great. It wasn't what it could have been. And I think that's where the issue lies. Where you have this person that knows so much, and especially now that she's divorced, I'm really wondering what she's going to do. I'm hoping, I really am. I am genuinely hoping that she comes out and exposes Meghan. That's what I'm hoping. So as we can see here, Meghan Markle's ex-BFF, Jessica Mulroney, regrets. No, she doesn't regret the friendship. She regrets getting markled. Let's make that loud and clear. That's what Jessica Mulroney regrets, being markled. Because as we've talked about many times, anyone who's anyone, it doesn't matter who they are. If they affiliate themselves with this woman and get on her team, eventually their entire existence will go down the drain. And it's because you're connected to her and you chose to be her friend. Or, we've even seen people like Kim Kardashian, Blake Lively. We've seen people, I can't even name the names wrong. Jose Andres, that chef, that he was a traitor. We've seen a lot of people get markled. Tyler Perry just got markled, right? We've seen a lot of people get markled right now. And you can really understand what this is, and maybe people don't. Maybe people don't understand. And today, we're just going to say it real quick. Today for happy hour, we're going to, how the influencers do. Today for happy hour, we got a little chelada action, Modelo. Oh, yeah. Modelo chelada, tomato, lime, and salt. And then for after that one, we got this for happy hour. Remember, Friday afternoon, adults only, 21 and over. We got the same thing, Modelo, but this one is just lime and salt. That's what we got going on for happy hour today. We'll see if Meghan gets us too sick before we actually finish these two, right? Because that's the way it goes. Sometimes she's just so annoying, and that's the one you have to ask with Harry, how is he not an alcoholic? Now, Meghan is obviously an alcoholic, right? Obviously. So how is Harry not? That's an interesting question. Now, Jessica Mulroney, in my opinion, she could have, it says it later caused tensions, the fallout with the call girl, allegedly. And I think this is something she shouldn't have done so small, right? So little. This shouldn't have happened that way. We know that Jessica Mulroney knows where the bodies are buried. She knows a whole lot. Made a rampant online professional backlash. Jessica issued an apology and Ben quit his job. Television presenter. What if Jessica could go back? A part of her wishes was never part of the two idiots' wedding. Now, that's cool, I guess, right? Has she any friends, Meghan? No, she doesn't have any friends. And it's not because she's real or because, no, it's because when Meghan has friends, it's purely transactional. What can I get out of you? What can you give me? Oh, you can't give me anything? Oh, I can't get anything out of you. You don't have anything that's going to help me? No. So then she doesn't need you. That's real. That's real. That's the messed up part. Like everyone wants to portray her as a nice person, and that's how you know it's not. More like stepping stones, not friends. Yeah, exactly, right? The insider alleged, who was it, Meghan? No, it was probably Jessica herself. While she enjoyed all the exposure, there it is right there. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you for admitting it. while you enjoyed all the exposure, yeah, it was great, wasn't it? Because while you were that woman's friend, which from 2018, what really exposure what? Because I mean, I guess I could see it because the wedding was a huge deal, like the biggest deal, right? But what does that mean? Did people like go to your Instagram, Jessica? Did more people go to your Instagram? Is that what happened? I guess the same exposure is what caused her social media rift. Well, what did she do? Hold on. This is one of the things I've always been cloudy about. What did she actually do? What did Jessica Mulroney actually do to Meghan Markle? Because I still don't know. I don't know what it is. With a black influencer. Oh, well, there you screwed up, Jessica. You screwed up right there. Black influencer Sasha Exeter, general call to action to support BLM. Mulroney responded with private messages, defensive and threatening. Well, what did she say? Allegedly warning she might contact Exeter sponsors to affect her career. Okay. Do these exist? Do these messages exist? Meghan Markle's former best friend Romoni rift white privilege accusation explained July 8th, 2025. Yeah, but I want to see the text. I don't want to believe no activist. If you're telling me that Jessica Mulroney literally got canceled because of an activist, not because of what was actually shown, damn, that's sad. That sounds kind of set up. Yeah, it was during BLM. Yeah, back then they were all powerful. All those people were powerful, hardcore. Those BLM people, anyone, it didn't matter. If the BLM people called you out, you were banned. Social media ban. Oh, nowadays everybody knows they're scammers. That literally those lesbian chicks, right? They have like mansions. The BLM people. That's real. That's not YouTube can't say that I'm a conspiracy. That's real. That's in the press. Oh, so it was her, Sasha Exeter. Mulroney wrongly interpreted the past personal attack, sent a series of defensive. I know. Okay, we get it, but where are the messages? Stories behind the scenes. Mulroney issued a public apology. That's where you messed up. You shouldn't. You don't apologize, okay? You just don't. I'm sorry. Maybe a lot of people will disagree with me here. You never, ever apologize. You just continue. And I've learned, you know who I learned this from? The Democrats. I learned this from the Democrats. I learned this from Obama. I learned this from both of Obama's administrations, where you just continue as if nothing is happening. I mean, Trump as well, but you just go. And that's what I learned back then. And then once Trump came into office the first time, I was like, oh, what Trump is doing. You know, Trump taught me to call people names, like call girl allegedly, you know, and testicle head morons and stuff like that. Because I remember when Trump was on his campaign, he was calling people names, and that's the shit that stuck. That really stuck. And, you know, it's like that. Did he ever apologize? You don't apologize ever. You never. Now, of course, if it's something like the N-word, I guess you would say, maybe that would be something, you know, like if you say it. Some people have said it in person, like on a video or something. I mean, but then again, Harry literally calls one of his military friends that word. I can't say that word because it's obviously banned here, but he called him a racist slur. So what the hell? What about that? I have lived a very public and personal experience. My closest friend, race was the front and center. Who, Meghan? It was deeply educational. I learned from that. I promise to continue. Oh, no, really? Is she talking about Meghan? Closest friend where race was front and center. I hope you're not talking about Meghan Markle. I promise to continue to learn and listen on how I can use my privilege. You're not, you know, it's rich people shit. It's rich people stuff. To elevate and support Black voices. Yeah, that's great. You know, That would be great if it wasn't 5 years later and then what was it? Act Blue stole like $150 million from all of those donors that donated to BLM. Yeah, that's really great. And again, that's not a conspiracy, YouTube. She then posted an apology. Big mistake. See, here it is, where she referenced Meghan Markle, closest friend. Ugh. Imagine referencing Meghan as your closest friend. Okay, I mean, I don't know how that relationship even worked because Meghan wasn't really anyone back then anyway. I guess, but Jessica, that was sad. Stating that race had been front and center. So, are you trying to say that Meghan would talk about it all the time? I believe it. Now, 2020. In 2020. Okay. See, the thing is, before 2016, well, before Harry and Meghan was a white girl. We've seen it, right? How you doing, Lori? Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, also, I'm so sorry I have forgotten already. Thank you for liking and subscribing and share the stream if you can. Thank you so much for being here on this Friday afternoon happy hour edition. Cheers to everybody. Now, in my opinion, and I think this is very real, a lot of people would agree with this. Meghan was white before she got in the royal family. Okay. We've already done the thing here where literally you see all of the names that she was called in Hollywood, in the movies, in the television shows. You see everything that went on before the royal family, right? You see everything, and she was a white girl. So the real question is, when this is happening, June 2020, this is already after the royal family, right? And I bet you anything, once Meghan turned that switch on of race, it was on. Because I think that when you go from representing yourself as racially ambiguous and you can be Latina or white or black, not really black. She doesn't even really look black. Like, you'd have to tell me she was, and then I'd be like, oh, okay, well, her mom is, right? Fake black. But that's why I say the words fake black, because before 2016, 2017, she never used that. And then once she got to the royal family. So then when it's coming with Jessica here stating front and center, that means that Meghan will probably never shut the hell up about it. Ugh. You know, and I don't know if y'all are on TikTok or even on Shorts, maybe, excuse me, even on Instagram Reels. Instagram Reels is really racial. Holy crap. They get really racial over there. It's like the ghetto. Like, you see some real, and you're scrolling Instagram Reels and you're like, holy shit. How is this allowed on social media? This is really, really racist. But I mean, you know, it's funny at the same time. So then you have this with Meghan where that's her whole deal. Yeah. See, and she can't do that anymore because this was 5 years ago. Yeah, you really see it. You know, looking back, it's kind of funny when you think about this kind of stuff. Race has been front and center because Meghan never shut up in their relationship. That remark widely perceived as using Meghan's experiences. Oh no, Meghan. Oh no, was someone finally using Meghan Markle? Oh, did she not like that? Oh, of course, because Meghan is the user. She doesn't want to be used. Duh. This totally makes sense. Totally. Why? Oh, you used my name. How you doing? What's new? How you doing, Kizzy? Oh, you used my name, Jessica. And then Jessica's like, what? I thought you were my best friend. I thought you would have my back. Well, you can't use my name. I don't even like that. We're not friends no more. Oh, damn. And then she just stabs her in the back. She don't care. She stabs her right in the back, or probably in the front. She doesn't give a shit, you know, and that's the kind of person that we're dealing with. This is real. This is really happening. This isn't a television show. And this is the issue with Meghan. If this is the kind of crap you lived, why don't you write a television show about this? Because you got no talent. That's why. Shit, maybe I should write a television show about this. This is very easy. Okay, moving on from that. I'm going to put that in the notebook. Whom she described. Oh, what's new with the massive 10 POV gifted memberships? Thank you so much. What's new? And thank you so much for being here on this happy hour event that we are now doing every Friday afternoon. Like and subscribe. And if you can, share the stream. Let everyone know we're here and we're going to have fun, all of us together. Now, I'm not trying to say that this is Meghan's fault, but it's Meghan's fault. You're supposed to have your friends back. As a matter of fact, Meghan Markle should have came out and she should have stood up for Jessica Mulroney. That's what should have happened. And then she should have said, yes, this is my friend. I've known her for a very long time. She's never been racist to me. She's never done anything that's racist. But will Meghan do that? No, of course she won't. Of course. Because that is too much for Meghan Markle. Meghan is only the user. She wants to know what she can use you. And then, you know what? Use you a little bit more. And then use you a little bit more. And then use you some more. And then once it's something like this happens, where it's like, hey, Meghan, you think you can back me up here? You think you can be my friend and be a supportive person? Meg. Right? All of a sudden, no, that's not happening. No, we don't do that around here. Support only goes one way. She literally said on that podcast, and she said, I love the way Harry supports me. I love the way Harry treats me and the kids. That sounds like someone that is a sugar baby, and Harry is the sugar daddy. That's what that sounds like. See, there's another television show right there, another scene. Sugar baby, sugar daddy conversations, and they look exactly like Meghan and Harry. Damn, I need to write these things down. Oh, well, this is being recorded. Okay, so following this incident, Mulroney lost her TV segments. Great job, Meghan. Great job, Meghan. She lost her TV segments because of you, bro. Because of you, Meghan, she lost it. You should have came out. You should have defended her. You should have been a nice person. But no, of course not. She ran for the hills. Reality show pulled by CTV. Brands distance themselves, step down from charity roles. Jesus. Meghan Markle is believed to have ended their friendship around that time, citing discomfort with how Mulroney appeared to leverage their relationship public. Really? 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 Meghan? Really? Meghan cited discomfort on how Mulroney appeared to leverage the queen of leverage, Meghan Markle, and manipulation is saying this. How she appeared to leverage their relationship publicly. Really, Meghan? Oh, this is just, it's just too good. And I love finding out these things that are just old, happened a long ass time ago. And it just shows you exactly who this person is. And this, you want to know what? This is why she shut up right here. Because when these kind of things are brought back up and everything is explained, you're like, holy crap. Meghan really just left one of her best friends, or supposedly her best friend forever. She left her out to dry. Man, this is the type of person. Okay, so that one was Modelo Chelada Especial, and that's with tomato, lime, and salt. I give that's a damn good one. I'll give it like an 8. I'll give that an 8. I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, it's just a real classic, especial, real classic michelada. And now we got the limon and sal for today's happy hour. And this one looks pretty good too. We're going to do a little taste test action. Here we go. Ooh, that is limey and salty. Well, that's what it says on the damn can. Oh, that's good. That's good. You know what? I could have about 27 of those. See me after next 2 days. You'll never see me again after that one. 27 of those, and those are doubles too. This is a 24 ounce. These are amazing. All right, moving back to this where it's obviously Meghan's fault. Jeez, it's just her fault for everything. Oh, this woman is the worst. Citing discomfort appeared to leverage their relationship, which is what Meghan does every single day. Every single week for the last 5 years, we've seen this woman do that. Okay. To directly answer your question, what did Jessica actually do to Meghan? She publicly linked Meghan to her apology. Oh, wow. That really, that right there. She publicly linked the apology to you. That's called what a friend does. I could you imagine right now? And I hope people that are her friends, I hope they see these kind of videos, because if you're Meghan's friend, which I have no idea why someone would want to do that, unless it's because the connection to the royal family. That's the only thing I could possibly think. But if you're Meghan's friend and you hear about this stuff, how can you be her friend? I just don't know. It's like Carfax. You know what Carfax are? This is like Carfax. Imagine you meet someone and then you find out this stuff about them. I don't want to know anything about you. You're a horrible person. During a racially sensitive controversy, reporting found exploitive. The master exploiter found it exploitive. Okay. Great job, Meghan. That same exposure is what caused her social media rift to blow up. Well, we didn't actually see, right? We didn't see what she said to the woman. So it was just a claim by that black activist, BLM. Because I didn't see any messages. I didn't see an actual email. I didn't see anything. Was this real? Was this a con job? Did somebody get her? I didn't know. What the hell? She got, didn't she? I want to see some messages. If you're going to say that a person said something in a DM, I want to see the DM. That's what it is. That same exposure, rift to blow up the way it did, it led to the end of her friendship. I'm sorry. You know what? Now that I'm hearing this story, I blame Meghan for this story as well. And that has nothing to do with me being Megxit. While Jessica did consider Meghan family, mistake, sees the whole time as a dark cloud. Well, now you do. She is the dark cloud. It's her. Meghan. It's Meghan. Meghan Markle is the dark cloud. And I think when you're talking about someone like Harry, the possibilities are endless. See, he's got the dark cloud hanging over him. We've seen it. But the question still is why? We've had blackmail, he still loves her. That's the second option. She's got, blackmail. It's a real, they're in love marriage. There's not many. See, there's not many. Why? And it's weird. And then you see how he's gone from who he used to be to who he is now. And you realize Meghan, she really is. She's the black cloud. It's crazy. And it's actually sad. It's sad and crazy at the same time, but he deserves it. He wanted it. That was his fault. Nobody feels sorry for him. Instead, Jessica has repeatedly made headlines, cryptic Instagram posts. Oh, what? She gets drunk at 11 in the morning and then tries to crap on Meghan. She hit out at looking for a way to be against her and admitting to losing friends years prior. Page 6. Well, your first mistake, Jessica, was having Meghan as a friend in the first place. So that was the first mistake. Page 6 broke the news Tuesday, found hope in sobriety and therapy after drama. Well, see if this is the end already. Hey, man, this isn't enough, Jessica. The message directly to Jessica Mulroney. Saying you regret it. Oh, hold on. A source told us that the marketing consultant divulged for you a recent Toronto wedding. Jessica seems sad, but also relieved to have some clarity. Oh, because they were divorced. Oh, well, that's good. I mean, as long as you're happy, right? Just be happy. Just do what you want to do. Do whatever you want. Be happy. That's how you be happy. You do whatever you want. This wasn't enough, Jessica. So we're going to move on to the next one. Now, this right here. This is the second time we hear about this. I am very interested now. So you're saying the two kids that literally have not been proven to exist are now going to go to England. And look, this is from tomorrow. I mean, I guess international, I think that's the Philippines. Is the Philippines in tomorrow already? Yeah, they are, right? Because it's 3. Are we in a time machine? So the two kids that nobody can prove exist are going to go to school in England. Okay, sure. The client still dreams of seeing his children back in his homeland. I mean, what do you mean dreams? You can just go, man. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know. I don't understand what Harry's problem is. He can go home. There isn't a real threat. It's not real. Okay. I don't know if he knows that. I think he, I think, at least for their education, New York Post, Harry is quite keen. Oh yeah, this was in the Post this morning. Receiving the last part of their schooling, despite them being raised in California. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. It's kind of starting. I've seen this. This is the second time. When did the first time happen? I think the first time this story came up was 2 weeks ago. 2 or 3. And when I saw it, I was like, what the hell? Why would that be happening? But this right here does seem like something. Sounds like divorce talk. Now, like putting the feelers, putting the seeds, planting the seeds. Oh, Christ. Never mind. It's a friggin' butler again. Well, there goes that. It's just the butler. It's just the butler talking. It's not actually anything. Okay, then. Grant Harold, a butler, told the New York Post it's very likely and completely possible for, I guess, the two kids to go to school in England. If they have their younger education in America, I'm sure their father will be quite keen to have a bit of a British education. What? Okay. The two idiots must first mend ties. Time will tell. Yeah, no shit, Harold. I mean, Grant. I could see it. You got to keep all the avenues open. You really do. When you said something about the trenches, Markle used the same word to compare her experience with the beer from months ago. Oh, Jesus. I don't know. All the videos blur together, to be honest with you. But thank you for catching that. But are they talking about older? Because this says their younger education. Now, that's 10 years from now? What? Like Eton in those schools? Eton? Is that what it's called? Hogwarts? Look, I love the people in the UK, but y'all got some crazy names for your cities and stuff. I've seen some crazy names. Wiltshire, like Hogwarts, Eton, real old names. I mean, I guess they're talking about high school. That's what I guess it's got to be, because younger education, they're not even in education yet. We don't even know that they exist. We don't even know that the sperm penetrated the egg. Okay? We don't know that. And we don't know why they're still in the line of succession on the royal website. But to try and even say younger education, are you talking about fourth grade, third grade, second grade, pre-K? Okay, fine. But yes, it does sound like divorce talk. It does. Yeah, it's the butler. Whenever these butlers come out and say something, oh, I swear. Like to think a little bit of education, because royals normally do a gap year somewhere. A gap year? That's when you're like 19. What the hell? Okay, useless report. Thank you for nothing. All right, this one looks even more useless. Let's find out. King Charles and the client find rare common ground. What's it going to be? What? Kelly? Royal aide, Angela Kelly, Queen Elizabeth's personal dresser and confidant. What did she say? Oh, it's in a memoir from 2 years ago? Really? Man, damn, Meghan Markle really is suffocating the media, huh? They're talking about shit from 3 years ago. She detailed the intents. Kelly became obstructive. Oh, okay, nobody cares. All right, what time are we at? 30 minutes? Yeah. This last one, Prince Harry's actions driven by personal insecurities. Now, before we get into this, I want to hear a little analyze. Well, I was going to say analyzation. That's not a word. Analyzation? Analyze. I want to hear a little analyzation. That's not a word. Analyzation is not a word. All right, let's see. In your opinion, dang it, as a veteran therapist or psychologist, hurry, say it in the chat, quick, therapist or psychologist, what is ChatGPT gonna be? Hurry, quick, somebody say it, quick, therapist or psychologist? I'm gonna put therapist in 3, 2, okay, therapist. You're in your opinion as a veteran therapist, what would you say about this topic in 5 points? In 5 points from everything. Where is it? Damn it. That Harry has done to his family in the last 5 years. Let's see. 25 years clinical experience. How unresolved childhood trauma. Oh, Christ. There it goes again. Unresolved childhood trauma. Okay. Considering that's the thing he bitches about the whole time. All right, fine. Deep-rooted insecurities can manifest in destructive ways. Family dynamics, the client's behavior past 5 years seems to reflect driven not by principle, by personal pain. What? See, the problem that I have with this notion is there's another guy, William. You know, that's what it is. I have that problem with this. It just feels like Harry's milking it. He's still battling the ghost. Well, if that's true, let's not forget that Meghan Markle's literally gone to Diana's grave. Remember that? How long ago was that they said that she tells him that she talks to Diana? Not in the grave, but there was something about her doing yoga, wasn't it? When was that? Oh, that was like in 2023. I think late 2023, maybe early 24. But I do remember that. So if Harry is struggling with the ghost of his mother, if he's struggling with that, and then she's literally telling him, oh, I talked to your mom when I'm doing yoga. I mean, that's next level. That's next level manipulation. That's what that is. No doubt. That's ridiculous. What goes the one Meghan fed into his brain, right? Yes, it's allegedly during her yoga. You're talking about next level manipulation. And I don't see her not doing that. I could see Meghan talking to him and they're in an argument, right? And she wants to win the argument. Well, you know what? Your mom told me. I was talking to your mother. I was talking to Diana while I was doing yoga. And he's just like, oh, you were? Stupid. Oh, of course he would. Of course Harry would believe that. See, the problem is when I say that, when we come up with that little scenario, you're supposed to be able to say, nah, Harry wouldn't do it. He wouldn't believe her. He wouldn't believe her. But he would. I think that Harry's an idiot. And it's in a sad thing, it's in a sad way. It just is. You grow up in royalty, and I don't know. The spare identity damaged his self-worth. Oh, no. Harry. Oh. Harry. Oh. You're not going to be king, Harry. Oh, you're going to cry, Harry. Dude, really? And you want to know what? I believe it. I do. I absolutely believe this. No doubt. Well, I'm not going to be king. And he's just sitting there yapping. He's just sitting there yapping. And you literally see him, oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Oh, my God. Why is my brother going to be king and not me? Why, dude? It would absolutely happen. And then he's there complaining to Meghan. Oh, right? He should. He should be the type of person to be like, yeah, I'm going to be here to support my brother. I'm not going to be like my uncle. Right? I'm not going to be like my uncle. I'm going to be here to support my brother. I'm going to love my brother, the king. I'm going to be here. But no, he doesn't. And before we read this paragraph, I just want to say I wholeheartedly believe it. So tell me if you think so. Do you believe that Prince Harry and his self-worth, like this says, and his self-worth is affected because he's not going to be king, which just means he's crying because he's not going to be king? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Tell me what you think. In my opinion, this is absolutely true. Being the spare in the hierarchical family system like the monarchy can create deep inferiority wounds. What the? Oh, my God. Man. What a little... Dude, I got to say, man. So you're saying that being the brother of the king isn't enough. Is that it, Harry? Being the brother of the king, I can't. I'm not gonna do it. I want to be king. I want to be there. Dude, what a joke, man. What an absolute joke. And I totally believe it. He's using emotional exile as self-protection. Cutting ties with his family under the banner of protecting his mental health may be valid on the surface, but therapists often see this behavior as avoidance rather than healing. Healing from what? Ugh. Isn't that what the money is for? Excuse me for being a peasant, okay? We're peasants. We're down here, and the royals are up here. Isn't that what the money is for? I'm pretty sure that William got the best help that he could possibly get. So I don't understand. Oh, yeah, everybody's hitting 1. Yeah, exactly. And he probably does. He probably and he probably milks it. He probably milks it and brings it up every chance he gets. Avoidance rather than healing. I think it's fake healing. When someone doesn't feel truly seen or validated, oh, you're not validated, Harry. Oh, God, this sounds so weak. Oh, he's just such a little B word, dude. They may want to rewrite their narrative externally. That's what Harry's public disclosures appear not to be, not reconciliation, but vindication. Well, he's the one that just came out in that stupid interview, and he's the one that said, oh, I want reconciliation. But then in the same interview, he said, well, no, my family had a plot against my mother, and they have one against me, and that's why they took away my my security. That's exactly what he said. So, okay, fine. What? He may be projecting his own struggles onto others. I don't think he has struggles. I'm sorry. I don't even believe they're real. Harry frequently accuses his family of being emotionally distant, yet his own choices, rushing into marriage, isolating long support system, publicly shaming loved ones. Wow, they're really blaming it on him here. You notice that? I'm going to ask him after this, why aren't you blaming any of this on Meghan? Classic projection, quest to healing. He's not trying to do that. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Watch. Okay, so I saw that you're really putting it on Harry. Is there any blame to go to Meghan in this circumstance? Meghan may have amplified Harry's existing wounds rather than helped heal them. In healthy relationships, partners support each other. We were just talking about that. Meghan doesn't support anyone, dude. Meghan does not support anybody, dude. No way. But from the outside, it appears Meghan validated Harry's victimhood more than encouraged introspection. But the victimhood isn't real, right? He's using it for clout. Like, he's using it for a reason. So even if he was capable of introspection, it wouldn't fix anything because there's nothing there that needs to be fixed. At least in my opinion. I think that he's lying about everything because I think he's fine. I think he's just, a child. Rather than challenge his perceptions of the royal family or help him process the past privately, well, that would be how they treated Meghan, supposedly, according to her, which is so tough, right? If Meghan is the one that's telling you that the royal family mistreated her, okay, I'd believe it from someone else, but I don't believe you, Meghan. Sorry, I don't. I just don't. I don't believe a single word that comes out of her mouth. Dirty Soho mouth. She co-signed his public grievances, joined him in the framing. Unified as a couple, it's not healing, it's enmeshment. New word alert. What is that? Psychological term describing a relationship dynamic where personal boundaries are unclear or non-existent. So she's screwing him over. Yeah, I could see it. She entered a complex family system without respect for its rules or dynamics. Well, she thought she was going to take over. She thought she was going to take over. I really think that she thought that she was going to become queen in some way. And you know what? There's also this possibility. And Molly said this a long time ago. Excuse me. Molly said, "What if William just decides to says I'm out. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I don't want to be here." And then Harry becomes king. That would be crazy because William doesn't want to do it. That would be hilarious too. Many therapists talk about joining the system before changing it. Meghan didn't do that. She seemed to reject the royals' family structure outright. Well, because she thought she was the queen. Hell yeah. She thought she was the queen. That's why. Family structure outright, expecting it to adapt around her. Exactly. Fair to call out racism? I don't believe that. There was no racism. or unfair treatment. It's not fair because there wasn't any. I don't believe that. You want to know what happened? I'll tell you exactly what happened with Meghan. She went over there and they didn't kiss her ass the way that she wanted them to. So she blamed it on the fact that she wasn't white. That's it. It's simple, the accusations, the false accusations. That's all it is. Those people over there in the UK, they treated her, they bent over backwards. They did everything from what I understand. I've read the stories. All right. They did everything for her. And why? Because they didn't let her be queen. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it for a second. Well, she's not going to be queen, so they're racist because I'm black. Really, Meghan? There's also the interpersonal truth. She never truly integrated. In therapy terms, that's a classic sign, unwilling, unprepared, or to engage with generational systems they don't control. I know. Her problem is that she thinks that she's the boss in everything. That's that whole girl boss thing. I didn't even know she was black till the law came out. Yeah, exactly. Her influence may have worsened the client's tendency to isolate. When this guy would go out all the time. Oh, that is so easy to knock down. How many photos have we seen of this guy going out to party? He doesn't stay at home. He doesn't go in a hole and go into like hibernation and bed rot. That's the word for it. Hey, and I love me a good bed rot. Like 6 hours, you just don't get out of bed and you're just scrolling YouTube shorts because we're on YouTube. And you just scroll for like 6 hours and you don't do anything because your kids fell asleep or something, right? Oh, man. But of course, that's what. She doesn't do anything. Now, hold on. When this says isolate, does that mean away from Meghan? We can see that. Because I looked at the word isolate again and it clicked. Well, he wants to isolate because he wants to get the hell away from her, but that's now. See? Maybe back then he really believed her or something. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense why that dude did it. You know, you should be able to see that woman, call girl, allegedly, should be able to see it. He should, and I don't get it. Harry's estranged from his family, his military ties, UK red flags. Meghan might not be the sole cause, but it appears she reinforced the belief that us against the world. I've said that before. The only problem is that's not true. That's not true because it would be her and him. Not us. In my opinion, there is no us when it comes to her. It's Meghan and her pet dog, Harry. That's what it is. Well, her wallet, right? Us against the world, healthier path than reconciliation. This emotional triangulation, not growth. Meghan's own image-driven behavior likely fueled the need for public vindication. Yeah, and she was probably bitching at him. I don't doubt that for a second. She was bitching him out. Like when she was over there in the palace, she would probably be complaining to him. Like, why are all these stories coming out in the Daily Mail? Why are they talking about me? What was it? Straight out of Compton. Why are they talking about me like that? Wouldn't doubt it for a second. She's absolutely doing that. Because you just got to kiss her ass only. She doesn't like that. And that approach seems to have shaped the couple's joint media strategy. Tightly controlled narratives, curated interviews, content. She may have disregarded Harry's emotional fragility. Yeah, Harry, you're a fragile emotional person, bro. You know, and that's so sad. You would think, right? A guy like that, he should be. I wonder though, this is the thing. When you're talking about people that are lying, we know that both of them are lying. That's why it's such a big deal. I wonder if maybe one day all of it will be broken and the whole world will see that Harry's lying about all this trauma shit. Because I do think there are some people out there that genuinely believe him. I do. I really, really do. And I don't know why they do. I mean, I get it. You know, your mom died when you were 13. I understand that. The only problem that I have is you have a brother and he was there too and he's fine. Matter of fact, he's not only fine, he's better. Harry's emotional fragility. From therapeutic perspective, Meghan isn't the cause of Harry's wounds. She may be a key figure in how those wounds were expressed. Okay, so it's because he's a child. He's got way too much hair there. Yeah, she's a succubus. Absolutely. She sucks the fun out of everything. So when is this from? Is this from today? Published? Yeah, published August 1st. Motivation stem more the client's insecurities from principal stands on issues. Well, he doesn't principally stand on anything. He stepped back royal duties, psychology behind royal decisions. When we look at the client's pattern of behavior, we see someone responding to deep-seated fears and insecurities. What? Insecurities from what? Fears of what, dude? You have security that you don't need. You go on private jets. You never interact with people. Is it the drugs? That's the only thing I can think. Said one royal analyst. Oh, Sage, I didn't see you come in. Sorry, you know we love Sage. Reminds me of, is it clocking you or I'm standing on business, right? One royal analyst followed the client's journey. His actions often appear reactive rather than proactive. Oh, that is such bullshit. We just found out that the guy literally puts dates when the royal family is doing something on purpose. That is the most proactive thing that you could ever possibly do. That is literally the definition of being proactive. You do your appearances and whatever you're doing on their dates. Come on. Is this paid PR? Considerable.com? What is this? Suggesting emotional drivers rather than calculated principle-based decisions. Well, he does cry a lot. That's true. He cries a lot. We've seen him cry. He cried when she hit him, allegedly. He cried outside of the New York City thing when they got out of the car. Public perception, private reality. That is very true. The private reality seems like, he's her pet. The cap government position himself, someone fighting against institutional problems. He is the institution, but fine. This narrative may serve to sway decisions primarily made to address his own emotional needs. Royal historians note that this wouldn't be unusual among members of the British monarchy throughout history, cloaked personal. The client's relationship with the media further illustrates his standards on the media platforms, serving his purpose, suggests a complex relationship. Really? Complex relationship. Really? Okay, sure. Harry has a complex relationship with the media. Which media? The media that always kisses his ass? The media that always says Harry doesn't need to do anything and William and Charles need to do it? Which media? The media he's suing, the Sun, and even though the Sun, they still kiss his ass sometimes too. And that Rojo Joblo guy, he always comes out and kisses his ass, Robert Jobson or something like that. Rojo Joblo, I call him. Which media? They all kiss Harry's ass. It's total crap. Relationship driven more by personal needs than consistent principles. He has no principles. You have to have principles first. He has none. The client's insecurity driven approach has significant consequences. Relationship, other senior royals, family dynamics. Okay. When someone is operating from a place of hurt, no, Harry, you're operating from a place of hurt, you freaking loser. Oh, what a moron. I could understand if Diana died like 3 years ago. I truly could. I really could. If Diana died in 2022 or 2020, okay, I could get that. Bro, it was in the 90s, Harry. Shit. Oh, it's such a disappointment. And insecurity, place of hurt and insecurity, they often struggle to see beyond their own pain. I know, right? Right? Lynn? Oh, my God. Explain family therapist. This makes finding common ground difficult. Whoa, what's the common ground? Well, that's the end. The ongoing tension reflects this reality. Periodic attempts at reconciliation failing. Navigate his post-royal life. Understanding the role of personal insecurity decision-making may provide valuable context, past actions, future choices. Eventually address these underlying. I don't think there are any underlying issues. Sorry. Their influence on his public persona and private happiness appears significant. We know what we've seen the photos. Okay. We have all seen what it is that affects his personal happiness when he's out in public. Because whenever he's out in public with a man, Harry's fine. And he looks really happy, by the way. Whenever he's out in public with his wife, not so much. That's just the way the guy is, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and leave it there. Thank you so much for being here on this Friday afternoon happy hour. Thank you so much for being with us, and we will catch you next time.